right off the bat, something interesting that I learned in plumbing class is this very specific wording to size pipes. So if the code says something like a vent or drainage pipe has to be 2 pipe sizes bigger than something, when there used to be 2.5-inch pipe size, you would consider that as 1 unit more. The code says this pipe has to be 2 pipe sizes bigger. So if you start with 1.5, 2 pipe sizes when there used to be a 2.5 size pipe would be 1 pipe size is 2 inches, so 2 pipe sizes would be 2.5. But they've kind of discontinued it, and you don't really buy 2.5-inch pipes anymore. So the interpretation of the code saying that something needs to be 2 pipe sizes more would not be 2.5 inches, but if you start with a 1.5-inch pipe, it would be 3 inches. So very small, minor measurement, but 2 pipe sizes more wouldn't necessarily always mean 1 inch more. So, something I learned. So I just finished my plumbing class for this Friday, and we went through an entire chapter on the UPC, the Uniform Plumbing Code, today on storm drainage. So something interesting that I want to just kind of point out that I learned today, that there is a primary and a secondary roof drain. Secondary roof drain rises above about 2 inches from the weir, I think, or the top of the actual roof, so that if any clogs happen in the primary roof drain, then the water will rise because there's a clog and it's not draining down, and then it will rise up to the 2-inch secondary drain and it will start draining there, so that you have this kind of secondary precaution, so that you don't have like a pool up on top of your roof if you don't have any other way to drain that rainwater. Another interesting thing to point out, if you're installing or if you're checking up on a house that has primary and secondary stormwater drainage, is that those 2 pipes need to be the exact same size. Whatever the primary roof drain can hold as far as what it can drain out of the rainwater, if that clogs up and the secondary needs to take over, it needs to have just as much drainage power, I guess. Not drainage power, but drainage diameter, because it's working as a secondary, but it should almost act as a primary should the primary fail. Also, another thing, so if you're looking to install rain gutters on the side of your house, the instructor said do not get those white plastic ones from Home Depot because they tend to break and leak through them over time. Instead, get a professional, they usually have a pickup truck that will bend metal. So what they do is they will cut the metal and size them to the perimeter of your home, and then what you do is what he'll do is he or she will bend the metal into the shape of a rain gutter, so that you have this very sturdy shaped rain gutter that will not leak because it's just like a sheet of metal. And sure, you might not be interested in plumbing. I'm sure most of you will not go out there and become a plumber, and I do not have that intention as well, but I want to understand how the plumbing system works inside your home. And especially now, everything is taken care of because my boyfriend and I are renting. But when we want to purchase a house, or if I want to build my own house, because now that I'm thinking about it and all the aspects, I'm like, and all the permits required, I don't know if I'm licensed. I'm obviously not right now, but if I'll ever be, and if that's something that I'll be interested in to build my own house, then maybe I'll buy a house, whatever house it is, whatever in condition, right, that we can afford and that we want to invest in. And I want to make sure that we're not just buying it because we need to put out an offer right away because it's the best thing that we can get. I want to make sure that it passes inspection. I want to make sure that from my knowledge of plumbing and my knowledge of whatever I learned in carpentry and what I will continue to learn in carpentry, and then also in electrical when my trade school opens up again, that I will be able to identify what things are wrong, what could be very costly for us to fix. And I think for that reason, if you're looking to help out on your parents' home, or if you're in the similar situation like me, then knowing this information, however general, however little, is going to be useful rather than not knowing at all.
Now let's talk about vent sizing. So a 4-inch drain through the building is going to require a 4-inch vent through the roof. And now, why is this? So let's say you instead put a 2-inch vent through the roof when the building has a building, or let's say a house has a 4-inch drain going to the city sewer. So what happens is, because of a smaller pipe size, smaller area, there's going to be higher velocity of everything moving through the pipes. And so that will cause the air to travel fast, cause the solids to travel fast, thereby causing the pipes to siphon while it's carrying waste down the drain and siphon the trap seal. And what happens when the trap seal siphons? Trap seal meaning the water seal inside the P-trap that prevents what? Sewer gas from going up the fixture and into your mouth.
That is why you need to remember that mathematical formula for area of a circle, which is pi r squared. So let's say a 4-inch pipe. What's this area of a 4-inch pipe? So a 4-inch pipe has a diameter of 4 inches, radius of 2 inches, so 2 times 2 for the r squared is 4. 4 times pi is around 12.56. So the area of a 4-inch pipe is 12.56. How many, let's say, 2-inch pipes can go inside a 4-inch pipe? You might say 2. You might come up with some other random answer. But the answer, if you think about the area, is actually 4 times, because the radius of a 2-inch pipe is 1. Pi r squared, pi times r, which is 1, times r again is 1, so it's pi, which is 3.14. So how many 3.14 can go into 12.56s? That's about 4. It's actually exactly 4. So anyway, that's why the vent size has to be just as big or if not more than the drain size. So if you have a 4-inch drain coming out of the building, coming out of your house, you need to put either 2 3-inch vent pipes going through the roof or a 4-inch vent pipe. 4-inch vent pipe and a 4-inch drain pipe has the same area because they're both 4 inches, but you can't put 2 2-inch pipes because we know that the area of a 2-inch pipe is just 1/4 of a 4-inch pipe. So think about that a little bit. If we put 2 3-inch pipes, 3-inch vent sizes through the roof, that means each 3-inch pipe, 3-inch vent is going to have an area of about 7 point something, but 7.06 or something like that. If you add those together, it'll be about 14 square inches, and so that will be bigger than the area of a 4-inch drain pipe, which is 12.56. We already found out. So that's why that would be permitted. 4 rules about cleanouts, and cleanouts are basically like kind of change of direction, I guess, or like part of a vertical pipe that will be kind of sticking out with a joint, and it usually has a plug on it so it's accessible, and it needs to have 4 rules. So a cleanout has to exist under 4 rules. 1, it has to be accessible. 2, it has to be installed in every change of 135 degrees. 3 is every 100 feet a cleanout is required. And 4, every upper terminal. And that's basically the northern end of the horizontal pipe, or the northern end of a vertical pipe before it changes direction needs a clean out. Okay, and something kind of simple but I also didn't know is that storm drains and sewer drains are completely separate of one another, at least in modern day. They say sometimes old homes in San Francisco have a connecting sewer and storm drain, but they're mostly not allowed anymore because storm water doesn't have to be treated as opposed to sewer water that needs to be treated before it's dumped out. So I just wanted to talk about, lastly, about wet vents, which is something I've never heard of before. And it could be either vertical or a horizontal pipe, which serves as a vent and a drain. So let's say at the northern top of the pipe, it serves a lavatory, which is a bathroom sink, and then it goes down to the lower part of the vertical vent pipe. At the bottom of it, it'll serve as a drain for the lavatory, and then it'll change directions, and then it'll connect to the drain, or connect to a water closet or a toilet. And that piece of pipe, that part of the pipe that is connected to the trap arm for the lavatory, and then to the upper part of the water closet, is called a wet vent, because it serves as a drain for the lavatory and it serves as the vent for the water closet or toilet. Wet vents.